next episode of Roll Bones. Tonight we are playing the Persona Tabletop RPG. And why don't my players introduce themselves in the order they are in the Discord call, while I go and promo the stream on places.
Why do people always use the order of the discard call? I'm always for
Discard?
Discard care.
The Discord
Listen, I'm just
Not
gonna
that
get
hard call.
get all the mistakes out of the way early on, and then continue to have them throughout the
Throughout the
entire
rest of the
stream.
bitch, yeah.
Well, since I am first, always alphabetically, I am American Josh, or Josh, the short version of that. And do you want me to say my character too?
Oh, how about we go through people and then we'll do our characters and we'll have like.
Do you want me to? You just.
Yeah, just do your
you
character.
Want me to just say who I am right now?
Yeah, do your character right now. And we'll have like in-character stuff a bit later.
So wait, I am saying my character?
Yes, go ahead.
Yes. I play, of course. Jesus.
Of course, for the
I am,
first
of
time.
course, playing, for the very first time, playing Kenneth Crime. My very original character here. Who looks in no way like anyone else.
Living or dead.
Living or dead. Or fictional. From Yu-Gi-Oh!
Specific.
Especially not that. Why would you even say that? That's weird. What a
Yeah,
weird
I
thing.
did. I was just like as a random example. You know.
Everyone.
I think it's everything. Do you want me to go over my Arcana or
No, we'll go over that
Persona?
stuff later.
Mazel tov. Then that's it. That's me. I'm here. I'm Kenneth Crime. And that's everything.
Babe.
What? I'm not
Oh,
next.
no.
It's
I was
Ava
next.
next.
Oh, is it me next? What are you talking about?
Sorry.
Your name starts with A, Ava.
I'm sorry. Hi there, I'm Ava. I'm playing Matsudo Aki, also known as Junkman. He is of the Hermit Arcana. And that's about it you all need to know.
Hey, I'm Super Ninja 5506. And I'm also known as Soups or Babe, depending on who's talking. And I am playing Rachel Smith.
Or the hidden third option.
I am Contempest, commonly known as Chris. This is the lowest I've usually been in terms of like alphabetical orderings on stuff.
Everyone's occupying the first three letters of the alphabet.
Yeah, that's crazy to me.
To be fair, it's only because you put Steven's name as Babe.
Babe Prime.
This is your fault.
Babe Prime.
This is
Also,
on
that was the
you.
hidden
I'm
third
pretty
option.
sure you set your name as that.
I might have.
The character I am playing tonight is Seiji Harukawa.
Cool. Alright, so, and I am I don't think this game actually has a designated role name, so I'm just going to go with the games mistress as per usual.
The games, Mr.
Always,
all of
listen,
the games.
If you want to upset, like, an American tabletop game player, refer to as games instead of game, and they will get so upset.
Unreasonably upset, too.
That is true. I'm a little upset right now.
See?
It's only one game.
It's like when I spell
When do you
color
get
with a
off
U.
calling it 2 games? Yeah, because you're doing it wrong.
Excellent. Alright, so...
Listen, Webster didn't die getting all those unnecessary U's out of those words for you to just waltz them right back in.
Sorry, it's my German heritage.
I'm also German,
I'm also German.
and also we're talking about English spellings.
The point is, we worked very hard to make this bastardized gumbo of a language, and you gotta respect
Exactly.
it.
See? Somebody gets it.
Remember, color is not spelled with a U. That's wrong.
That's wrong.
It's
You
wrong.
spell wrong with a
It's
U?
wrong. Every time you spell color with a U, a bald eagle somewhere just falls out of the sky dead. Do you want that? They're endangered.
Do you want that bird blood on your hands?
No,
Absolutely.
you don't.
But anyway, so, we're gonna be... Tonight we're playing the Persona Tabletop RPG. I'm gonna be winging most of this, because I didn't have time to write it. Well, most of it's in my head.
You had plenty of time.
I'm not letting this encroach on Final Fantasy time.
It's the same way I don't have time to ride Maplebrook every week. I do, I just don't.
Yeah, but it's harder to schedule people for this. But anyway, so...
Is it?
Yes!
Fair enough.
You don't have guests on Maplebrook. But anyway,
True.
I suppose not.
we are playing a Persona tabletop RPG, which is it's mostly based off Apocalypse World, which also has Dungeon World based off of it, which we played several months ago. But so how this is gonna work is it's a bit modified, so we're just gonna get like right into the story. So all of you have just like woken up in like a blasted out let's see, what was it? It was just like your blasted out building. I was thinking more of a like blasted out, but the blast is not like red or something like that. It's blue. There's water everywhere. All of you are soaked from head to toe. And all of you remember, last thing you remember was a wave. Where were each of you, and what were you doing when, what was going on in this memory of the wave? For each of you.
Well, obviously, I was in a collectible card game tournament. About to claim first prize. I forgot the second part of your question, if there was one.
Oh, no, I think it was, what's your memory? What were you doing, like, as it happened?
Winning at children's card games.
Excellent.
Or losing, perhaps.
Right.
It's impossible to say.
Second one's more likely, frankly. Well, in the real world, anyways. Not for Kenneth Crime, though.
Master of the card game. Well, let's see. Rachel was cleaning up her tarot deck after a long day of scamming kids out of their money. No, I'm kidding. She doesn't charge. She doesn't charge for her readings, but she was just like out behind the bleachers doing tarot readings for couples, and she's cleaning up for the day.
I have a question.
Sure.
Clarification. How does one clean up a deck of tarot cards?
Put them away. Put them in the special box.
Oh, I thought she was
Shove them in a backpack.
Physically cleaning them in some way.
No, putting them in the special box, putting them in a backpack.
So we have two card-based backstories.
Yeah, that's what I got.
That's it. Well done.
Thank you. I tried very hard.
Let's see. Seiji was probably at the library studying dutifully. He looked down at his book, and he looked up, and suddenly the entire fucking library was gone. He's like, huh. I don't remember that.
Well, that's a weird one there.
How long was I reading?
This was an enthralling read.
It's just like I'm all the time in
It's the magic of books, you know? You read them and just you're transported to another land.
They do really.
I can't believe you've just turned this into the Page Master. I'll write that down for a different stream.
Listen, if Boco wants to introduce some talking books that dance around and shit, that's fine.
And
I will
also
consider.
Macaulay Culkin.
I mean, possible.
Oh god, yes, I'm anime Macaulay Culkin. Oh, this is a dream I never knew I had.
What about, I mean, like, let's see, Garbage Man? Junk Man, what were you doing when the wave hit?
Might as well be Garbage Man.
Has she died?
Possibly.
She's muted.
Okay, we'll just...
We've lost Ava.
Who knows? Oh.
Yes, you?
Ava.
Who's the noise?
Matsudo Aki was in his room,
He has a
asleep.
room?
His room being the back of a Wendy's.
As you do, yeah.
Yeah.
But he
that
was
checks
asleep,
out.
though. That's the important part.
To be honest, as he woke up, he probably didn't even notice the locale had changed at all. He's so used to waking up in so many different places.
Huh.
Sad.
Because of the junk lifestyle, I see.
Wendy's.
Wendy's.
Really changing it up, I see.
A few.
This is a much more moist Wendy's.
This is not what I expected.
As the four of you look around, you notice the other three also occupying the space in this like flooded out but still damp. Sorry, Burn My Dread just started playing on the random player. Go ahead. What's your question?
Baby, 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 baby.
No, it's the chorus.
It's not Burn
So,
My
like,
Dread.
No, you're right. It's the other one. I'm sorry.
Burn My Bread.
So is this like is there just like water all over the place, or is this like
it's
just
like
everything looks blue?
Everything's like tinted blue, and like the place that you're kind of in is like definitely like it's like the aftermath of a flood in this convenience store. Things are pushed out.
It looks like it's just rained a lot.
It's
I
like
frantically check the status of my collectible trading cards.
I frantically checked the status of my tarot cards in my bag.
I checked the status of my socks because wet socks is literally the worst thing in the world.
All of you are like damp from like head to toe, depending on how things were. You could be drenched, but you are not dry. Is the main thing.
This is literally the worst thing in the world.
How are my trading cards, Boco?
Well,
don't care about me.
Does Kenneth Crime keep his cards in sleeves?
Of course.
They are fine.
Oh, thank God. This
Yeah,
cost
my
$2,000 to make.
my tarot
I had to
box
foil
was
this out.
waterproof.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what was your tarot box made of?
That was a lunchbox you modified.
Plastic.
They might be a little wet.
Plastic, but it looks like wood.
Oh, okay. It might be a little wet.
It's got a seal.
Bark.
No, not that kind.
I carefully put my cards back in their deck box and slip it into a vest pocket.
Same, except not a vest, just back in my backpack.
I look at Rachel. I see that she's doing the same thing with cards. I nod approvingly.
Gosh, how old is Kenneth Crime?
Don't ask questions you don't want the answer to.
I would really love to know that too, actually.
I'll be honest, I don't know if they've ever specified how old Bandit Keith was.
I specifically want to know if this is a child or a man-child.
I'm gonna go on a limb, and that's the latter.
On either end of that spectrum, which side are we closer to?
While going off the Yu-Gi-Oh wiki, he's 26.
That is not. No.
That's not the number I was expecting.
Listen, I wasn't gonna make him Bandit Keith, but I didn't have a better idea, and Boco did this.
You didn't give me anything to work with, so I googled Bandit Keith and took the worst picture.
I accept partial responsibility, but only partial.
Alright.
Okay,
So yes, there is a 26-year-old man here. Don't worry about it.
Aki rummages through his pockets, searching for any form of cigarettes.
He does find like
How old is he?
Don't ask questions you don't want the answers.
he is receding hairline years old.
Ah,
So do we have just like two like normal students and then just two fucking weird old men?
yes.
Just
26 isn't
hanging
old.
around? Yeah, but you know what I mean.
We'll
There's
assume
balance.
Aki's a dropout. We'll assume that.
Okay. But
Makes sense.
you do
College dropout.
you do find like a box of cigarettes in your pocket. There's like 2 in there, but they're pretty wet.
He puts one in his mouth anyway.
This is a sad, droopy cigarette.
You have to try.
But any of others of you want to do anything like look at the others, talk to them?
After Rachel finishes checking on her personal affairs, which I assume are largely damp, homework ruined, school books ruined. She kind of looks around at everybody else and then looks at her like locale and like, where are we? And who are you?
Were all of you at the library?
No.
Huh.
I got kicked out of the library.
I was in the grand finals of a tournament.
I was behind the bleachers.
Of what? Who?
There are
still
many
are the
many
bleachers.
bleachers in the world.
The school?
What school?
Don't ask questions you're not prepared to hear the answers to.
The school, the one and only.
The one. Yeah, he knows.
I have no idea what's happening here. Anyways, I'm Kenneth. Kenneth Crime.
As Kenneth Crime does his introduction, you hear some very unfortunate.
Tighter.
You hear some very unfortunate undulating noises coming towards you.
I don't like that descriptor.
Now, is that something happening in the world, or is that like his background, like music, like
is not
sitcom
the-
music?
That is not the walk-up music of Kenneth Crime, no.
It's not his entrance.
It better not be.
The undulating noises are not Kenneth Crime's theme unless he wants them to be.
Thank you.
No,
Thank you for
absolutely not.
Anyway, the undulating noises are getting much louder.
So what do you think that is?
Rachel
Do we
hides
see
behind
anything?
a shelf. So okay, like what is this, like a convenience store?
Yeah, it was like a convenience store. Like you can see like the front of the store. Like the shelves have been pushed away to the side. A lot of stuff's kind of all over the floor. The windows are broken at the front. The door's kind of hanging off too.
Rachel runs off to the side of the room and hides behind a shelf and tries to find like a bottle.
Okay, you find a bottle.
Excellent.
Kenneth
What do you-
unholsters his gun.
I forgot that he has a gun.
I was about to say something that I put all the pieces together.
No,
Does Kenneth Crime have a gun? I guess they're not. I guess so.
oh, jump down. Let's
I think Josh would. I believe Josh was expecting you to stop him from that, and then you didn't.
I was waiting to see if there was any feedback from Boco.
I mean, like, it's a real gun. It's not gonna hurt them.
But I mean, I don't
Dang
know
it.
that yet.
He doesn't know that.
But I do have a gun.
This is an
Do you wanna go in first then, since you got the gun?
I'm not going anywhere.
Oh, Christ. Okay.
It's coming towards us anyways.
With like that noise, you see 3 shapes around the corner. Now if I have to remember how to do this. Second.
Oh,
God.
fucking sick.
Slimes.
3 of these horribly shaped green masses have squelched their way in front of the door to the convenience.
What was that verb?
Squelched?
Oh,
I see.
Oh no.
Squelp. Anyway,
of course.
they are standing in front of the door in this sort of like triangle formation. The one in front looks in. Who do they see directly in inside the store? Who locks eyes with the slime first?
Oh, I do.
It looks directly at Kenneth Crime and goes.
Well, you suck too. I shoot it.
Oh, okay, that's initiative. Roll initiative. So if you guys click on your sheets, make sure you have your POG highlighted when you roll for initiative. You do not have to roll initiative for your persona. Also, they are just there as like a little aesthetic thing.
Yeah, I don't have initiative in my
It's in your persona
character
one.
stats.
Oh, it's in the Persona one?
Yeah, it's kind of hard to find because there's a lot of stats split between characters. I have to remember how.
This is my first time using Roll20.
Oh, nice.
Initiate. Oh, there it is.
Stevie, you didn't switch your name either.
Oh fuck, neither did I.
Let me see if I can find how to show the initiative counter because I don't remember how to do that on here.
I rolled a 6 into 1.
Should be somewhere in the hotbar on the left, I believe.
That's one.
Here,
Turn order.
There it
There
is.
it is.
here, Dionysus will roll again.
What does initiative add?
There he goes.
Oh, what is initiative at?
Yeah. Just
I,
curious.
I'd have to check the command 1 second.
Whatever it is, Steven has a 2 in it.
It adds
We had 2 in
agility.
Steven.
It's agility.
That's
Eh.
perfect.
No, fuck. Add a
God,
quest.
Dionysus is so fast. Oh wait, Ava, you don't
So
need to roll twice.
I'm sorry, I just want Dionysus to roll.
Okay, so
Oh,
we
I
got
see.
Kenneth Crime in there. Did you guys be sure to? Here, I'll just.
Fuck, you have to hit the token, I forget.
Yeah,
Oh,
the token.
I hate it.
It's just
made-
like in that show we don't do anymore.
I made a
We
roll.
do
Let me know
it.
if it showed up or not.
Okay, there he is.
Yeah, so
He's not as fast.
So highlight your Seiji token down there in the bottom left, and then click the
Yeah, just click on your on your guy.
yeah.
I believe.
Oops.
That's Siegfried. Yeah, if you just highlight him and then go into the sheet.
Did that do it?
No, that's a D20. So okay, so if you have Seiji highlighted, then you go into the your Seiji page on the journal tab.
Yeah.
You go attributes and input. Oh wait, no.
Yeah, all that's on the persona for
Yeah,
me,
so
not
it's-
Seiji.
yeah. Go into Siegfried and roll it from there.
Yeah.
So just have Seiji highlighted, and there we go. Yes, I'll just. There we go. 1 second. I have not used the no. Add and your that's a splash.
And also at the very bottom of that chat window, or that chat bar, Chris, there's a little drop-down menu where you can set which character you want to be.
There you go.
Like by default, it'll be like as your like Roll20 username. And if you pop it open,
Oh.
you can be like as
Oh.
like for me, I can do Hades or Kenneth.
Cool, cool.
There we go. So it sounded like that Kenneth Crime, who also rolled highest in the initiative, is going to attack the slimes first. So that sounds like you're
Excellent.
doing a ranged attack with Kenneth. So that would be, if you go into Kenneth, there's a ranged attack under his abilities.
All right. It's asking me if I want to add or -2.
Don't add anything.
Well,
Oh, nice.
I don't know if that works.
1 second. Let me go jump back because I thought I had those fixed. Second.
Kenneth, use the ranged attack.
Kenneth voided out.
It is unsure what happens.
Yeah, ranged it.
Here, let me try.
So roll 2d6 plus your proficiency.
I wonder if it's because it's a 0. Let me try putting a 1 in there and see what happens. Oh, nope.
Just roll me 2d6 plus your proficiency stat.
Okay. Slash roll 2d6 plus 1.
Ooh. That's bad. That's a failure. So your
Yep.
your shot
Seems like it.
your shot it shoots pretty straight, but it lodges in the slime and then just sinks down through the first one. Which one did you shoot at?
The first one.
One taking point. It looks straight at you and goes and spits a ball of slime at you. So
Gross.
that's going to do 1 second. I'll just roll for it. That does 3 damage.
Ow.
Ow!
Where's my HP? Is it only in Hades?
Yeah.
So,
Like I said, it's the way they do stats is a bit weird because they split them between you and your persona.
I'm now at 14 health.
Next up is Rachel Smith. What are you doing?
It's an excellent question. Well, seeing as a bullet didn't work, hold on. Okay. Does the homeless looking man have like a lighter because he was putting a cigarette in his mouth?
That's a question for Avatosh. Does Junkman have a cigarette lighter?
Does Junkman have a lighter?
Does Junkman have a lighter? Let's see. He will rummage through his pockets, and he will indeed find a lighter.
Huzzah.
Excellent. All right. So like as he's trying to like light his cigarette, she takes the bottle of alcohol that she found and throws it at the slime, and then grabs the lighter and also throws it at the slime.
Yo, what the fuck?
A lighter. Okay, so that's another ranged attack. So that's range is plus your proficiency of that'd be Rachel's proficiency.
+1, so 2d6 plus 1. Ooh, 7.
Hey, that is a mixed success.
Hooray!
Finally.
What does that mean in this one?
That's what I'm trying to find. I didn't have a chance to make a mix. Okay, so you do what you set out to do. So roll me a d4.
Excellent. Would this be fire aspected by any chance?
No, because it was from you.
Ah.
Hey,
Oh,
that's the max amount of damage you can do.
Hooray! I'm just because it is fire. I didn't know if it would count as fire damage.
Yeah. So you've actually hit it. It undulates. The bottle shatters as it hits the slime. The shards stick in it, but it bounces back. Also, a few of the shards fly towards you. You take let's just say you take 1 damage from like being pelted with glass.
She gets a cut on her leg and falls to one knee like, ah! You know, anime.
Yeah.
Makes an anime noise.
Okay. It's Junkman's turn.
Open mouth reacts.
Oh!
So you're gonna like buy me a new lighter? Like what?
The lighter's still there.
Yeah, but it's now covered in slime. Gross, disgusting slime.
Junkman.
The homeless man with standards.
His lighter.
Huh. Alright then.
It is now filthier than me and cannot be used.
Boco, do I receive my lighter back?
You could go get your lighter if you want to use your turn to do that.
I would like to do that.
Okay, you receive your lighter back. But as you are going in one of the...
Now you're just standing right next to a slime.
Bro, it's like a dog. Oh no.
Okay, as you go near the slime, it's gonna like try to you a little bit. It doesn't have teeth, so it's like gumming you, I guess.
Worse.
No,
Always
it's like
suck.
a baby.
What are you gonna do about the incoming gum attack?
Nothing really. I'm just chilling.
You're gonna take the gum attack, I guess, huh? That's 5 damage.
Yeah. The fuck.
Strong gums.
He didn't expect it to hurt, but it did.
Did quite a bit, actually.
Fuck. Ow.
Okay, it's open to Seiji Arakawa. What are you gonna do?
I'm going to use a psychic attack. I carefully use my middle finger to nudge my glasses up the side of my face. Light begins to glow in my eyes, and psychic beams begin to emerge.
Oh,
that's
oh yeah, I never fixed that. It's 2d62. I'll let you have that. That's on me.
2d62.
Okay.
I will fix that. That was on Sai, I assume, yep.
Yeah.
Wait, we have our powers already?
Damn, that shit's busted.
Yeah, I forgot the plus. I had it times instead of plus. Whatever, that should be fixed, but I'll let you have it. I'm gonna expect you guys to keep track of your SP because I'm not gonna be able to do that.
Gotcha.
Well,
Yeah, but
I was just checking. Like, do we have like our our ghosts.
Are we aware that we have superpowers?
That is up to you guys. If you want to do a persona reveal in this fight, you may. Or if you want to be like staging and be cool, you can have them.
My psychic powers could have been totally accidental. Like
I just pushed up my glasses and like one of them died. Got hurt. Which one were you psychicking at?
Whichever one had been hit already.
Okay.
I forget which one it was.
That's the one in front.
Okay.
Yeah, as you do this, like, it kind of shudders and goes like pillaring up and down. The slimes are a bit not happy with you people. The other
How dare you?
The two slimes in the back undulate in next to the other slime. And let's see, the one on the right is going to choose to engage. Let's see, who are they going to engage? They're going to engage Rachel, who's down on the ground.
Uh-oh.
They are going. This one is going to use a lunge, which feels. Let me find my DC. Oh, I'm holding those. So it's going to use lunge. Oh, what are you going to do about lunge?
I try to dodge it.
Okay.
I mean, try to like dodge out of the way and throw some like snacks or whatever is next to me at it.
Mm-hmm.
One of those tiny cans of Pringles.
Okay. So
Rachel's very resourceful.
I can't believe she placed them. Let's see. I'm looking at it. I think. What would that be? Oh yeah, well, let's do athleticism, I guess. So 2d6.
Uh-oh.
Which it's just a flat d6.
A 1d6?
No, it's a flat 2d6.
Okay. Hey! Nice!
That is a full success. Let's see. Hit the
I successfully pelt it with Pringles.
the Pringles, like
Take that!
What flavor of Pringles was it?
Original.
Original. Okay. The lid of it was open. It sinks into the slime, and the the Pringles just kind of spread out through the slime, floating it. The salt from the Pringles is starting to be absorbed into the slime, and it's changing colors. It's a bit like reddish now. Okay. The other slime
Interesting.
is going to advance at the one who has made his friend undulate. It's also going to lunge at Seiji. What are you going to do about its lunge?
I will attempt to dodge.
Okay, that's athleticism.
Not my forte.
Yeah, me neither. I believe.
Ooh, I'll find the button. The athleticism should be... That would just be 2d6.
Athleticism doesn't have a button.
Yeah, I don't have buttons for those, so it's just 2d6. So if you go in the chat and type /roll space 2d6, or you could use the dice roller tool.
You could also do /R.
Hey, that's a full success. You successfully
Nice.
dodge. Do you want to counterattack?
Yes.
Okay, how do you counterattack?
I guess I'm just gonna punch. I don't have anything manifested yet.
Okay, that's just a d4.
Or you know what? I'm gonna kick. I don't want to get my hands dirty.
Okay.
Say you.
Fair.
That's a d4.
Cool.
Yeah.
Should have gone with the punch.
Your foot like lips it a little
Break
bit.
an ankle.
A little bit of it like lips out onto the floor. Well, other than that, it's not too phased. So now it's time for Kenneth.
All right.
You already tried gun.
Have I learned my lesson?
Yeah, like
Absolutely not.
like as I said, if you have decided that you have not awakened your persona yet, at any time during your turn, you can do like your little roleplay moment where you awaken your persona.
Oh, it doesn't seem desperate enough yet. It's fine.
Okay,
Yeah, everyone's still okay, I think.
except for you.
If
Yeah.
somebody starts getting low on health, let me know, and then I'll do a thing.
2d6 plus. Let's see. Proficiency is 1. I'm going to try shooting the one that's right by Rachel.
Okay, go for range.
I'm really good at rolling 3s and below.
That's a mixed success. You hit
It
it.
still got there.
Yep. So roll your damage, which is a d4. Hey, full damage.
This one was I was holding the gun sideways.
Ah, yeah, that'll do it. But you shoot it, but as like, it actually works this time, surprisingly. Probably because it was distracted with
Excellent.
Rachel. And yeah, so you shoot it like
And the
bits
potato
of it,
chips.
like bits of its goo shoot off and land on you, doing
Gross.
4 damage.
Ow. Jeez.
You're doing pretty bad now, I think, right?
I am now at the HP's in Hades. I'm now at 10 of 17.
Okay, you're fine.
Okay.
I didn't know how much you have. I only have 14 health, so I assumed everybody else's numbers were similarly low.
It's around there. So it's Rachel's turn. What are you doing?
So the one slime that Kenneth just shot with a gun is, I assume, turning towards that.
Yeah.
Turning towards that
He's
situation, right?
He's agging toward Kenny.
Cool. Rachel's going to try to tip the shelf she was hiding behind over onto it.
Okay, that's an athletics check.
Yeah, sure is. I should stop trying to do athletic things.
I'm very resourceful. Also, my arms are tiny.
2, 6. And I
That's
failed.
a failure. It doesn't really notice you trying to push the shelf, but a few things fall on your, like, bonk you
It
on
just-
the head. You take, like, 1 damage.
Ow.
My head.
I've been boinked.
Boink. It's over at the junk man's turn.
Let's see here. Trying to think what my character could have on them, just random shit.
Like I said, whenever you want to do, like your awakening scene, you can do it whenever you feel is right.
Mm-hmm. I think just go up and punch one.
Okay.
Would that be a melee attack?
Melee.
I do imagine you just like casually strolling up with your hands in your pockets.
7. That's a mixed
Sup?
success, but you do damage. Oh, 5. So which one?
So that'd be a freaky little thing.
Which one are you walking up to?
I'll walk up to this one.
Okay. This one's in the bad zone. Like a 5. But also, as you punch it, your fist does enter it. It burns a bit,
Oh, bro, I'm stuck.
and you take 3 damage.
Oh. That's a bit more than I would like, but hey.
That's where the D4.
I got 6 HP. It's all good. It's the junk man lifestyle.
What's your total?
14.
It was
no.
the gums that did it,
Huh?
because I rolled really high on the gums.
It was the gums. Those gums fucking hurt, bro. It's like a bird beak.
Okay, it's back to Seiji again. Who's mental? I don't know why Seiji's initiative is incrementing.
Sage is just getting faster.
Absolutely. He's always growing.
It's
He's a
like
growing
having,
boy.
It's like having that speed boost thing in Pokemon.
He possibly does drugs too. Who knows? I'm gonna climb on top of like a magazine rack and like try and like jump onto it.
Yes! Yes! Okay, go for it. That's athleticism if I've ever heard one.
Fucking hell. That's 2d6.
Oh!
Then
You jump.
it's more of a Junkman move.
You jump and you kind of just like end up back where you were, but you're on your your stomach and you've like banged both of your elbows.
Oh god.
And this dude's like is starting to come over towards you while you're down. Right?
Yeah, that was a bad move.
This slime that's
I
been
flail my feet.
flails its feetsies. The
Yes.
slime that's been in the has been taking some time off is also starting to glorp over towards Seiji. So anyway,
Oh, no.
back to Kenneth Crime.
It's time for crime.
Oh.
Well, I mean, it's been working, so I don't see a reason to not just shoot this guy again.
Okay, go for your proficiency.
By working, I mean it worked once of 2 times. Well, it didn't work that
Did
time.
not
did it?
work.
Jesus.
I think we'll find that that is a failure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Though it is nice that it's 1 + 1 + 1. I mean, that's kind of fun.
That's pretty aesthetic. The bullet just kind of sinks into it again. Actually no, bullet hits it. It starts going in, but the skin is resistant to it until it stops, and it pops the bullet back towards you, and like
no.
bips a bit off the side of your face, doing 2 damage.
Cuts right.
Ouch.
Christ.
Alright, so you're at 8. What's his face? Was at what, like 6? Boy, I wish I would stop going in and out. That'd be great.
No, you're
In
fine.
Discord. Fix your shit. Okay, there we go. Alright, let's see. What do I got? I got Dia and Media I can do.
Are you wanting to do your awakening this turn?
Probably.
Okay.
Listen. I don't want a bad rule to mean that
That junk man
homeless
dies.
man, that junk man dies. Yeah. So Rachel, seeing that junk man is doing extremely poorly, after throwing out her back or something, trying to shove over the shelf, reaches out towards him. And a second spectral hand reaches out from behind her, holding a bolt-action rifle.
I'm sorry. Okay.
She hears a click noise as it loads something into the barrel, and then a loud bang noise as it fires a syringe at Trash Man, Junk Man, healing him for an amount.
So you want
2d6
see if this
plus
works.
magic.
don't worry about the 2 hits. So that's 10 healing. So that's 10 health for Junk Man.
And then she turns around, having seen this over her shoulder, and scrambles backwards, screaming.
Fair. Because this is standing behind her. Alright, next up it is Junkman. How's Junkman doing after getting that 10 extra health?
Junkman.
I assume is back up to full health.
Yes, actually. Thank you for that.
Yeah, no problem.
He gives you a surfer handstand.
Bro.
He doesn't. Hey, bro, thanks. And then he immediately attempts to punch again.
Okay. Roll your physical. Hey! That's
Much better.
so. You punch it, and the slime just kind of flattens.
Sick.
It's just flat. There's just a pile of goo on the floor. It's dead.
He plays an air guitar
Oh man.
in victory.
Sick, bro.
Sick, bro. That's fucking rad.
One slime dead.
Yatta.
Nice.
It's back to Seichi Arakawa, whose initiative has incremented once again.
With
It's
each
even
turn,
hot.
I grow stronger.
Yes, the stream can't see it, so I've moved it over. There we
I
go.
think it's
He-
time
He's
for.
who Daft Punk was talking about.
I think it's time for Seiji's awakening.
Okay.
Thank you.
He's lying on the ground. He's got the slimes in front of him. He's seeing Junkman, fighting hard with courage. He sees the image of his brother, like a hologram of it in front of him. Like, come on, are you not gonna stand up and fight? And he can see his mother's eyes. He remembers the color of his mother's eyes, and he stands up. He's like, no, I won't run away. And then the knight Siegfried begins to manifest behind him. Yeah.
And then that happened.
He
Whoa,
takes
bro.
fucking pencils out of his pocket. It's like, I will write your doom.
That's so fun. That's good.
And then, like, he swings the pencil, and it's like Siegfried swings the sword, and then it does Garu.
Okay.
Oh, I get it. It's like a pencil's the mightier than the sword. It's,
Absolutely.
Okay.
You understand exactly what I was going for.
Hey. That's perfect. Yeah.
Junkman also gives you a surfer hand sign.
Hang
Which
loose.
one were you targeting?
Hang
Hang
loose,
loose,
bro.
dude.
Hang loose, bro. That's fucking radical.
Which one were you targeting?
The one to the left.
To the left.
Far
the,
left.
The one that's right in front of you.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, we've got a new mechanic. So one second.
Uh-oh.
So you've hit it with wind, which means, let's see, let me find the thing.
It reflects.
No,
Now you
But
must
Garu is physical,
boy.
isn't it?
no,
Garu's
Garu.
wind.
Garu is wind.
Oh.
Let's see. So let
Eh.
me find that.
I used my wind scar.
That actually, let's see. That does 2 extra damage, and it has the down ailment. Find it down. Yeah, that's down if I've ever seen down.
Nice.
Sure.
But,
That's bullshit.
and
but I
since you
believe it.
rolled a complete success, guess what? You get a 1 more. You may
Oh,
hell
immediately
yeah.
take another action.
Okay.
Baby, baby, baby.
Probably gonna go with another Garu since that worked pretty
Go
good.
Which one are you targeting?
Same one.
Okay.
Oh wait, no.
Garu costs
Persona
like-
rules. Persona rules. I should do the one next to it. Try and get it down too.
Down to the game.
That's still rolling 2d62s, by the way.
Yeah,
Just like to
Oh
point
shit!
that out to
Okay,
somebody.
yeah.
I'll fix that. I'm not
I
gonna.
Sorry,
thought- I kind of thought we were gonna correct that.
I can do it
I don't know
manually.
how
Sorry.
many. I don't know how many of them have that on it. There we go. Let's see 2d6.
Here, I'll just
Sorry
go ahead
about
and
that.
check. I'll just go ahead and check.
Yeah,
my
check your
rollers real
macros.
quick.
Make sure
Yeah,
make sure.
I already corrected mine.
Yeah, make sure there's a plus
Theoretically, anyways.
between the magic, between the at magic and your thing. There should be a plus in there. So it should be, like, it should say name Garo. You hit 2d6 plus at mag.
Yep.
Yep. Okay, that's good.
Yeah, I
Should
think
the
I
at be in the brackets or no?
The at does not. It doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
I think. Just make sure.
Oh, then my
Actually,
Garu's right then.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why it's incrementing too.
It could be.
something with the initiative because like the number is changing or something?
No, I think it's because I had to manually type it in. Something like that. I might have hit some setting because I haven't used the initiative tracker before. But anyway, so that does not hit and incurs a counterattack from the other. Since you're targeting the other slime, it's back at you. Doing 4 damage.
Oof.
How's your health looking?
It is.
That was the
Malachi.
first big hit that I took.
Yeah.
Also,
Okay.
also, I didn't notice you'd said anything, Malachi, but it is
No, that's Kenneth Crime, original character.
original character Kenneth Crime. Yes.
Okay, next. Speaking of Kenneth Crime, what's Kenneth Crime doing?
He did just get shot with his own gun.
Yeah.
If that
Got
helps your decision in
got-
any way.
got a sick face wound. You think I haven't been shot with my own gun before? Blap blap.
Is he shooting the corpse?
No, this guy.
Oh, he's shooting that one? Okay. Ranged?
He just stepped up to get a better view. Oh, it's right there. This macro just does nothing. Right, I gotta do it manually.
Well, I can't fix it. I won't bother
Oh,
fixing.
I almost deleted an ability somehow.
Uh-oh. That's the X.
Don't worry about it. Aha!
Mixed success. Blap blap. So
Blap blap.
So roll your damage, which would be a d4. That's 3 damage. Okay. So that does 3 damage. And as it was mixed, it also does the bolt doesn't really get in there too much. It kind of just sinks into it. Doesn't bounce back like the last one, thankfully. The slime looks over at you and just lunges towards you. And it is going to do 2 damage.
Ow!
Your health is getting down there, right?
6 of 17.
Oof.
Yeah, I'll patch you up.
That's
Hey,
right.
how often does SP refresh, by the way?
I'm going to give you some items. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Because I've only got 4 of that, so I can only do this 4 times. What's everybody? You're down to 6. What's Seiji at?
SP down to
HP.
half. Oh, HP I'm at 10. I'm still fine.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Rachel is still screaming. As Cupid looks down at her and says, "Do you want to help them or not?" Rachel stops screaming, but still just kind of looks confused and nods. Cupid loads another round into her rifle and shoots Kenneth with another Dia bolt. So,
Ah, Christ!
it's a nice little shot in the arm.
This fucking flies to the
So
side.
that's 5. Don't worry about the 2 hit. Just taking that off. So that's 5 feet.
Yeah.
Up to 11.
I assume that's my turn. I can't
Yep.
really do much else.
What is Junk Man doing?
I should have made you
Jackman,
go Australian.
Punching the other one did pretty well last time. He's gonna go up and do it again.
Okay. Which one is he going for?
Do it again.
He'll go for this this one.
Okay.
Why am
As
I?
Ava chokes to death.
Help me!
Rest in peace, Ava.
And
It's
that
been a
hits.
wild ride.
That's 4. You punch hit. and it just breaks around your fist.
Bro.
I believe you did.
Man, I'm like strong.
And it is Seiji's turn. Minted once again.
More power.
Yeah.
Bro, what
Go
about
for,
like more power? That'd be fucking nuts.
I'm gonna go for a physical attack this time on the one on the left.
I should have Googled what slimes are weak to.
Actually, don't I have
mean, we
a
know it's
physical
wind.
attack? It's called.
I'm not sure. Depends on the weapon, I think. It depends if it's a ranged physical or melee physical, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe it's
Oh, well,
like
whatever.
cleave or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I haven't played P5 in a while.
Yeah, whatever. Physical attack. So is it still 2d6 for that?
Basically, everything's 2d6. Unless it's damage. Ooh, that's a failure.
Rip.
What the? Yeah, but as you describe to me what type of physical attack you're gonna do.
I guess I'm not clear. Would this be physical with me or the persona?
Since if you were doing like a punch, that would have been with the persona.
Okay.
I mean, sorry,
Probably
if your
just, like,
physical would have
going
been
for, like,
with you.
Probably going for like a sword swing.
Yeah,
Like
okay. If
a chop
you,
down.
you
Misses.
Siegfried chops it, just kind of misses. The slime undulates back, looking worried, noticing that its two friends have are no more.
Perished.
They are piles. It starts undulating up and down, quicker, and quicker. Slime's gonna use self-destruct.
Uh-oh. That's not good.
All of you.
Oh, bro, sick.
The slime explodes, splattering its matter all over the entire inside of this dilapidated convenience store, hitting all of you for 6 damage.
Ouch.
Ow.
Ow.
So,
Damn, dude.
So I will let you guys know. I just nerfed that by 1/3. Self-destructs does 3d6.
Jesus.
I don't know why they put this thing that gave it to a thing in the first level section.
What happened to my HP? What? Just no.
Where did it all go?
No.
Did you math wrong?
No, I think it just kind of deleted itself. Here, I can add it back. That's.
Did you accidentally hit the X button?
I may have.
I think it meant where did it go as in like getting
fine.
hit, because I'm at like 5.
Man.
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
at
I
8.
just.
I'm doing okay.
It's a good thing I've been
That's
healing
4.
people. That would have killed someone.
I'd be at 0.
Oh yeah.
Alright, so as this happens,
That's
Cupid attempts to shield Rachel, but it doesn't do anything because they share hit points.
yeah.
And then I think Cupid like pulls out a small submachine gun and kind of like brats it around the room, and I'm gonna cast Media on
Okay.
everyone
Go for it.
using the rest of my SP.
Yeah, because.
Oh!
That's 10
Everybody
healing
gets
for
hit
Hog.
points back.
Yeah.
That's
Dang.
That's Steven? That's pog as fuck.
Can I get
know.
some pog
Thanks.
straps in the
We
chin?
get how much?
Can I get some fucking some fucking
10?
Pan.
pog champs? Get some pogs?
That's fucking pog right there.
Thanks for the pog, Josh.
Can I get some poggers?
Oh my god, kill me. please.
Okay, hold on. Junkman looks at Rachel, gives her the horns,
Mhm.
and goes, "Bro, that was fucking pog."
Oh my god.
What?
I
don't
have
know.
no idea what he's saying.
It's like a new word I just made up, like pog, you know? Ha!
I have no idea what you're talking about or what's going on.
You'll get it when you're older.
Well, I'm 26 and I have no idea what you're talking about, garbage man.
My name's not Garbage Man, it's Junk Man.
I mean, we didn't really introduce ourselves.
We did.
But I
I had no idea. I was just referencing the fact that you look like you live in garbage.
Thanks, bro.
I don't know anyone's name here. Also, can we see other people's personas? Do I see a floating bolt action rifle?
The people who have awakened
mean,
their
it's
personas.
it's attached to a person.
The people who've awakened their personas can see the other personas.
Oh, so I have no idea.
So 50% of you can see the personas. The other 50% cannot.
Well, that was wild. Why are there goo monsters? Also, we still need to do introductions. Kenneth. I reload my pistol.
Is your pistol name Kenneth, or are you Kenneth?
No, I'm Kenneth. The pistol doesn't have a name yet. It's a pretty new one. Yeah. I'm working on it. Trying to figure out if it's more of like a Betty or an Erica.
I think you should name it Junk Man.
No, I'm not going to do that.
Why not?
Because you're Junkman, and you know it'd be awkward if I
I'm
knew
trying to,
two
like-
people named Junkman.
I'm trying to like leave off a legacy, you know, before I, you know, become concrete or whatever.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I think that's a good goal and all, but you may want to do it in a different way. Have you considered writing a book?
Nah.
Well, that was my only. What if you became king of collectible trading card games? That's how I'm leaving my legacy.
That's fucking stupid.
Rachel
I
stands.
pull out my gun.
Oh.
The hell did you just say about me?
I said that's pretty Cupid.
Oh yeah,
Cupid,
that,
like, Cupid's like what?
oh yeah,
No,
that
I don't think
makes,
you can. I don't think you can hear it, but it does happen.
You know, that makes complete sense. Sorry, I must have misheard you there.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Holster's gun.
Rachel dusts herself up and dusts herself off and stands up and kind of tries to like look around, heading towards the front of the shop to like take a look outside.
Okay,
As she
go ahead.
I was gonna do.
Go ahead.
Like as she does this, Cupid, she looks over at Cupid, still like super confused, and Cupid just goes like, "Call me when you need me." Tips her hat and then disappears.
Oh, so as you look around, you notice there's some like things on the floor by the slimes you killed.
Ooh, what are they?
As you
What manner of things?
you obtain 3 rancid gravies.
Ooh.
Yuck. Yuck. What does that mean?
So so if you want
For
to,
ages have I searched for this treasure.
yeah, so you may just distribute them among the party as you wish. Rancid gravy restores 20 HP to one ally, but does have a side effect.
Yeah, it's rancid, I assume.
It causes a status ailment, is what I mean.
Yeah, I assume.
Bro, I love
Smell.
gravy. I take one of them.
Okay, but mark one off, or keep in mind that you have a rancid gravy and you can use it when you need.
Junkman decides to poke it a little and see what it perhaps tastes like.
Are you gonna?
Yeah, he probably has a pretty discerning
Are
palate.
you gonna eat? Are you gonna use the rancid gravy immediately?
No, he just wants to taste it.
Hey, Steven, how to do that thing
Yes.
where it, like, combines it all into, like, bold text?
It tastes pretty rancid.
But you told me once. I
Slash
just
me.
forgot.
It tastes like, let's see, like if you kind of just poured you went into your cupboard and grabbed all of those bottles of, like, not spices, but flavored drips things, and you poured them all into one blender?
Flavor drip things?
Yeah, we've got, like, your sauces, your
Oh, I see. I don't own sauces.
Your hot sauces, your, oh, what's it called? Worcestershire sauce. You know, all the sauces
Terrible.
you keep. All the...
You think I know what a Worcestershire is?
Yeah. You're from the Midwest, Joshua.
It's true. It is popular here.
Yeah, but it basically kind of tastes like if you dumped all of the stuff you found in your cupboard into a blender.
Upsetting.
Yeah, but that's how it tastes.
It's pretty good. You should own those.
Right? Anyone else doing anything?
No, I was going to go look outside.
Okay.
I guess I'll take the last gravy if no one else is.
Maybe while you're looking outside, you can find a name tag, since I still don't know who anyone is.
Oh, I'm Rachel.
Kenneth, by the way.
Oh,
Nice
call
to
me
meet you,
Junkman.
Kenneth. I am Rachel. Do I have
Stand
to
up.
call you Junkman?
Yeah,
Yeah.
do we have to call you? Oh. Just
Alright.
Oh,
Junkman.
no.
Did you give yourself that name? Is this like a moniker?
Yeah.
I am
Alright.
Seiji, graduate of the high school. You all know it.
I have no
Oh.
goddamn idea what the high school is.
I'm going to the high school.
Come
right
on, you know.
Wait, you guys
I
are going
don't
to
even
the
know
high
where you
school?
guys are from.
now. Go mascots.
go
This-
assorted mascot.
This is canon now. There is just a
I'm
high
from
school named
Boulder,
the high school.
Colorado. I don't know where you people are from.
We're in the high. You're an alumni of the high school mascots.
All right. Anyways,
Yeah, I was on their junior sports ball team.
Fascinating.
You
Excellent.
guys go to high school?
Not
I
anymore.
What do you mean not anymore? You like me? Are
I
you?
graduated.
Are you son?
Whoa,
Oh, you
slow down.
Oh, you-
slow down
Oh,
there.
you graduated. You can't possibly be my son, sorry.
That's right.
Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna look out the window and see what there is to see.
So, as you look outside, you'll see a very interesting sight. As you look out, it's kind of like a normal street, but everything just kind of looks... Everything is, like,
Wet.
has a wet tinge. Everything's blue. If you were to look up at the sky, you would also see buildings coming down from the sky also. Basically, any direction you look, the world starts to curve upwards.
We're in a Dyson sphere.
Sure.
And suddenly Kenneth is behind you, going, "Huh, that's weird."
Ah!
Ah!
She instinctually punches you, but it's not very strong.
Ow. So why are we in the Inception?
I don't know. I was just at school.
I was just definitely winning a card tournament. Depending on my top deck.
It was lethal.
Damn it!
Can you top that for lethal in Yu-Gi-Oh?
Oh yeah.
I guess.
What? Yu-Gi-Oh's
Well, no,
really
they-
easy.
Things can't attack the same turn they're summoned, though. Are they gonna?
No, they can't. That's only for turn 1. Literally, if you go first, you can't attack that turn, but otherwise, there is no summoning sickness. Yu-Gi-Oh has very few restrictions. The only thing that you can't do immediately, basically, is activate a trap card.
I'm just going to assume that Kenneth is just actually explaining this to Rachel in character.
Yeah, except it's not Yu-Gi. Except it's not Yu-Gi-Oh. It's like
It's-
some unaffiliated game.
Fight
Specifically, it's one that
creatures.
uses.
Blue Geo.
It's a collectible card game that uses popular mythological figures instead.
Oh, Heroes and
I see.
Warriors. I know. Those are just the same.
So yeah,
thing.
anyways, that's how the Paul Bunyan meta came into fruition. I mean, it was crazy. I don't know what they were thinking with that card.
Junkman scratches his chin, and out from his coat, a small card falls.
My eyes dart to it. What card is it?
A rare one.
Is it even for the same card game? Or is it just like a Digimon card to his Yu-Gi-Oh?
For the sake of for the sake of it, let's say it's the same card game.
Okay.
My God, where did you get that? The card shop's been out of stock for months on that bad boy.
I don't know. I sleep in like the garbage can behind the card shop sometimes.
That's crazy. Can I buy that off you?
How much?
$200.
How much yen is that?
That's 20,000.
Sure.
Why do you want it so bad?
Well, you see, really, I actually want it for my sideboard because I've been really lacking a certain chutzpah to close out games. I'd be using it in card tournaments.
I understood none of that. All right. Yeah, sure, you can have it.
Excellent. Bandit Keith pulls out his wallet and pulls out 2 crisp $100 bills,
Ooh.
American, and hands them to Junkman. Picks up the card off the floor, pulls out a fresh sleeve that sleeves the card. It's a clear sleeve too. So he takes the card, he sleeves it in the clear sleeve, and then he rotates it and sleeves it in a matte black backed sleeve. So it is double sleeved like the rest of his cards.
Excellent.
This was a great find. Well, I'm having a good day now. Other than bleeding from my face.
Nice, nice. Anyone else doing anything?
I mean, we should try to figure out how to get out of here, yeah?
That's a good idea.
Oh yeah, probably.
Yeah,
Kenneth needs to go back to crushing noobs in card games. He attempts to crack his knuckles, but it doesn't work.
So, were any of you around anyone when the flood happened? Also,
What
did a flood
flood?
happen?
it was.
Yeah, I was around the massive audience at my card game tournament.
Did any of them seem to react to the flood?
I'll be honest, I was really focusing on the game. I have no idea what anyone else saw.
There was a flood.
Yeah, there was a big flood. It knocked us out. We woke up here. I assume that's. I mean, that's what happened to me. I don't know if that happened to everyone else.
I mean, I was asleep behind the Wendy's.
Oh, dude, I love Wendy's.
The
Get that
Japanese
pretzel bun?
The Japanese Wendy's.
Wendy's with an exclamation point.
Yeah, good point. Is everyone else speaking Japanese?
I assume so.
Because I'm speaking English.
I never specified. I'm gonna say you guys just understand each other, even if I guess I'll say
We're speaking common.
Kenneth Crime kind of notices that like their voices of the rest of them aren't necessarily matching up with their mouth movements.
Oh no!
Oh God, we're
He
dubbed.
sings.
We're dubbed.
At least for the ones who are not the ones who are not speaking.
Upon realizing this, Kenneth is like staring at everyone's mouths as they speak. It's like, am I?
How high am
What?
I?
Why do you guys' words not match with your mouths?
Wakaranai.
Nani?
What?
Is Rachel just like an American exchange student in Japan?
Yes.
Does she speak English?
Well,
Yes.
Did she hears him in English and not Japanese?
I mean, I assume she would be hearing both, but like she's kind of just fine.
She be hearing English and Japanese simultaneously.
Brain's
not
a
exactly-
supercomputer.
I meant- I more meant that regardless of what language people were speaking, she would know it
okay.
as long as it was English or Japanese.
Okay, I'll accept that. Good say if she's
well-
not really paying attention to him, She's hearing it in English because she's not actively using Japanese, but she's speaking Japanese. She's hearing him in Japanese, and now he's unsynced for her.
Well,
That's weird.
Considering this dream has gone awry, I think I'm gonna try to wake up back in wherever the hell I am gonna wake up. Junkman lies down on the floor like a cat and proceeds to close his eyes.
Does that work?
It does not appear to be working.
He wakes up, looks around. Fuck.
Yeah, I think this is reality at this point. That was a weird one. Still haven't figured out that mouth thing. Rachel, say words.
Words?
Did you say it in English or Japanese now?
English.
Well, see, that worked. That doesn't make any sense. Junkman, say words. See, that doesn't make any sense. The hell is going on?
He didn't ask me to say words.
Sam, only need a sample size. See, now you're doing it again. The hell is going on?
I have the other two native Japanese speakers notice that Kenneth's words are not syncing up with his mouth movements either.
That boy ain't right.
Freaky.
I'll tell you what.
Where are you guys
Anata
from?
wa nani ni tsuite hanashite imasu ka? Yes, I have Google Translate open.
He hears it. He hears your like voice, but it definitely has like weird, not really Japanese accent, but it's got some sort of accent on it.
I just said, what are you talking about?
You guys aren't from America, are you? At least we're not in America, are we?
What gave it
I mean,
away?
Rachel just like points to the sky and goes like, "Is this America?"
Point at the buildings. I thought that was Hollywood.
No.
Is that not Hollywood?
I've always wanted to sleep behind Hollywood.
Like behind the whole thing? It's kind of it's like an entire locate. It's like a
Or like behind the
an
Hollywood
area.
sign.
Yeah. Thought about maybe making some graffiti or something up there. It'd be pretty fun.
Okay.
Fucko.
Well, I guess it doesn't really matter at this point.
Boco.
Yeah.
Do any of us notice any exits to where we are?
Yeah, well, I mean, you could go out the store.
front door.
You could go out. You could all go out into the
Yeah,
street.
Kenneth
Sounds
leaves the store.
crazy.
Okay.
Rachel also leaves the store.
You are now out in the street. You notice that this door, storefront you were in was like one of the only few open stores here. You're seeing all the other buildings are kind of boarded up. Some of them have like sort of smashed in windows, but most of them are just all closed up tight.
Smells like home.
Looks like
Strange.
Detroit.
Is there
Yeah.
anything? Is there anything that like stands out about the buildings around us? Like, is there one building that
Can
looks
I
important?
do a perception check?
Is there a building that looks important?
If
Plot relevant, one might say.
over to the left, I'm imagining you on the right side of the street. So you're looking out of the building. To the left, the it's like kind of a, it's not a big road. It's like a regular two-lane road, like the main street of a small town. Over to the left, the road is just cut off. It's just like there's just a pit there. Down to the right, you can see the roads goes on for what looks like forever. If you were to look up, other than the obviously the buildings, the skyscrapers above you, you can see that there's like an overpass snaking over there, which is deathly quiet, much like the rest of the area. You can also kind of feel like dampness of mist on your face. It's not like raining, but the atmosphere is very wet and damp.
Mhm.
It's humid.
not humid. It's basically like you're walking through mist constantly, but you can still see, for the most part.
Very moist.
Moist.
Well, I guess I don't think the pit is really an option, so I guess we should go the other way.
I'm inclined to agree.
Bro, this place looks like Silent Mountain.
I love that video game slash
Is that an
movie.
attraction in America? What is that?
What's America?
Kenneth says nothing.
So that sounds like you guys are walking off down the street then?
Yeah.
Yes.
Walk down the street. It's pretty quiet. You don't hear anything, but as you continue walking, you hear the sounds of bells jingling and stamping feet. But they're not on your street. If you were a directional hearer, you'd hear that the sounds are coming from above you on that overpass. You can
Rachel looks up.
Yeah, if
Kenneth looks up.
as you can see, you can only see like the very edge, but you can hear it's a lot of people. There's stamping of boots, you can hear the clinking of metal, and the very, very distant murmur of voices. But you can't make out any words, but you feel as if you definitely don't want them to see you.
Rachel, is there like an alley we can duck into?
If you were to look down the street, you notice one building on the street illuminated with light. It looks like a nice like supermarket, but the rest of everything else around them is closed.
Well, lacking a better option, I guess we should go there.
Let's go to the supermarket. Let's get some snacks. We all like snacks, right?
I haven't eaten in like 4 days.
Yeah, you like snacks.
I thought you lived behind a Wendy's.
You imply that means they throw out food.
Listen, pal, I've been to a Wendy's. Not all of it is gonna be good at the end of the day. Except for those pretzel buns.
Sometimes
We get, Rachel makes a break for the supermarket.
Okay, as
Keith combat rolls for the supermarket. Sorry, I meant Kenneth.
Keith is his brother.
Outed myself. Keith is his brother. Keith Crime.
It's his cousin, Keith Crime.
Keith Criminal.
Nah, man, it's cause
I'll assume the rest of you are following him towards the supermarket.
Yes.
Yes.
So as you run in, I don't do any of you look up to see any like names or anything as you go inside?
nope.
Seiji does.
Seiji notices that there's a blue banner over the door, which probably is emblazoned with the words "He Ho Mart."
Oh no.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, you enter this the supermarket, and it's basically empty, but it looks incredibly well kept. You don't see any other shoppers, but you do see like shopping carts lined up, fully stocked shelves.
Hello?
There's no answer.
Yo, you got snacks?
Mr. Crime's voice echoes throughout the empty supermarket.
Oh, hey, that's pretty fun. Echo.
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 He echo.
USA. USA.
USA home.
What?
Neat.
He what home?
Rachel goes into a crouch and begins like checking down aisles, looking for the source
Is
of
she
this
the
weird
Skyrim
echo.
crouch position? Her arms out?
Kenneth is walking normally behind her,
Oh.
wondering why she's crouching.
She's doing some real like Metal Gear Solid shit. Yeah.
Is she making like the gun like hand when she leans up against the wall?
No, 'cause she doesn't have a gun.
Well, I mean, she can still make it with her hands. But
No, she's just like trying to stay flat to the surfaces she's looking around.
all right, let's see. Let me check stats really quick.
She's also looking for anything she might be able to use as a weapon, considering this place has proved itself to be dangerous.
I mean, like, it's a supermarket, so I guess if you've been,
That's what I mean. Like, I'm trying to think of like what kind of like weapon like items would be in a
I guess you could
supermarket.
find some.
Anything in the hardware section.
I was gonna say knives, probably.
Yeah.
Knives, kitchen knives.
There's only like only supermarkets, not like a super shop store. It's not like super big, but there's a few.
Any shop with beds.
No, there are no beds in the supermarket.
Damn it.
You can lay on the lettuce if you want.
I will lay on the lettuce.
Wait a second, this is the second time we've had people laying on the lettuce in my games.
I think it was potatoes last time. No, carrots maybe.
Anyway, Junkman lays in the lettuce, I guess. Rachel finds like a small like kitchen knife set. They're like not like super sharp. They're like butter knives. Or you might find one of those small sharp pickle cutting knives.
Specifically for pickles.
Well, that's
the
how I've
handle
always
is a pickle.
used them.
Seiji gets snacks. We can't fight on an empty stomach.
Okay, since Seiji's getting snacks, let me jump down to items. How much are you taking?
I'm probably grabbing like, let's say 4 items. I'm thinking like 1 for each of us.
Okay. Let me get down there.
I, the player, would like to look for some sort of item I could use to restore my SP.
Okay, I guess you'll head over to like the energy drinks section. So Seiji, you're gonna let's see, that's
Monster.
weapons. Above my, here we go. So let's see. So Seiji gets let's see that's. These are just like.
I'll be right back. I have to go change my laundry. So.
Okay, it's fine. So that's weird HP items. We don't want those yet. So Seiji picks up a box of devil's fruit. So inside each box is 4 fruits, and they restore 4 HP to 1 ally with each use.
Neat.
If you want to distribute the devil's fruit to whomever you wish.
I will distribute it. Now, if there's devil's fruit, that also implies the existence of the devil's vegetables.
Possibly. You could try smoking the lettuce that Junkman is laying
I can
on.
try to acquire the devil's lettuce.
You could try.
Ah, yes, the jazz cabbage.
That's right. It's out there.
I mean, somewhere. It might not be on this plane or this planet, but you'll find it eventually.
Yes, I distribute the fruit.
Okay. What else? What are other people doing? I'll get back to Rachel as soon as the player returns.
Lettuce isn't very comfortable to sleep on.
Fine.
So we're gonna end up wandering around, observing, looking for any signs of people that may be around.
There are absolutely no signs of life in this almost pristine market. It would have been pristine, but unfortunately people are in here, meaning your group has de-pristined this market.
Yeah, great. I'll grab some Joe.
So you're going to get some coffee?
Hell yeah.
Okay. You get... Okay, they add a devil's fruit to your inventory.
Okay.
So, while Kenneth is...
Can I eat one and then add a different one?
No, because there was only 4.
Dang.
There's 1 for each person.
Ah.
Kenneth finds coffee.
Sick.
It doesn't do anything, it's just coffee.
Yeah, no, he's just drinking it.
Alright.
Alaska.
Okay, so
Did I find anything that might energize me?
yes, I was waiting for you to get back. You find as you're over in like near like the small pharmaceutical section, you noticed a bottle labeled Snuff Soul.
Forgot it was called that.
What would you want?
Is there only
Is
there only one dose of this?
Yeah, it's the only one you noticed laying out.
Okay. I guess I'll pop it real quick.
Okay. If you're gonna snuff that soul, you have 3 SP now.
Hooray. Sort of need that to be able to do the alive things. Okay.
Oh, what else? Is anyone else?
She
doing?
quietly feels compelled to eat this medicine.
She quietly snuffs it.
Yeah, they got booster packs up at the front.
There's like they're not like big booster packs, but there are like the thin packs for some card game you don't recognize.
Ah, shit.
It's called Battle Badgers. On the cover,
I mean, I'll still take one.
on the cover, there's a badger. He's wearing like a Viking helmet and holding a great axe in his mouth.
That's pretty sick, actually. I will take a booster pack. Maybe I can get into that on the side later.
Okay, you have the booster pack. And let's see. Are any of you else looking for anything or searching around any areas?
I'm still just looking for people.
You haven't found anything, but as you are wandering around, you do run across a medical kit that's just hanging out. If you want to grab that, you can.
Yeah, I can grab it.
Okay, you have a medical kit. Right.
Good for you. You want a fucking medal?
Does anyone know how to use this thing?
Yeah, I mean, I assume it's like bandages and shit.
What about you? And he looks at Rachel.
I suppose. I took a first aid course.
Alright, sick. He gives it to her.
Good, let's pile all
Alright.
the healing onto Rachel.
Oop. Wait. Wait a minute. That's fine.
Smith Rachel has a medical kit. Rachel. All right.
Rachel.
The store is getting a little bit more messy and messy as all of you wander around. What else?
Like through our actions, or does
your-
it just seem to be messier?
It just kind of seems to be messier. It was pristine when you entered, but now it's kind of deteriorating at your presence.
Is anyone else noticing that?
Noticing what? Oh, Kenneth has coffee, by the way.
Ouch. Yeah, I caught the end of that conversation. That's about where I popped back in.
That this coffee's actually like pretty decent. Yeah, I mean it's not my usual brand, but
No, like this, the store seems to be getting like worse the longer we're in here.
Maybe it's time for us to leave then.
I mean there's less coffee if that's what you mean.
Did anyone ever see what that weird echo was?
No.
Echo.
Yeah, go home.
That sounds pretty good to me. When know what you're talking about.
Hello?
Oh, Echo.
Hey, if anyone's in here, I'm just gonna leave the money on the counter, okay?
Silence.
All right, dope. Kenneth pulls out his wallet, pulls out a crisp $100 bill, American, and sets it on the counter.
That probably covers us all.
Okay.
You'll notice, if you're especially perceptive, you'll notice that Kenneth's wallet is just stuffed full of $100 bills. Card game tournaments pay him incredibly lucratively.
Makes sense. Yeah, I guess we should just leave then.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm good.
Think so.
Just watch our backs on the way out, I guess.
I guess so as you guys are stepping through the exit,
Kenneth walks out of the store backwards.
as you are walking out of the store, as one of you pass through the theft detector at the door, the sliding doors in front of you slam shut, and you can hear like what you imagined a locking mechanism for these would sound like, and a siren starts blaring. Hee ho, hee ho, hee ho, hee ho. And behind
Yeah, we should have swiped these past those things that demagnetize the security tags.
That's what it is, yeah.
Jugman's eyes widen. He looks around. He begins to sweat nervously.
I can't go back in!
I can't go back.
Hee ho, hee ho. And behind you, there's
Not again.
behind you, out of like a shadowy pool emerges a single form. See if I remember how to do this again.
Is it Jack Frost, Black Frost, or King Frost? Jack Frost.
I would not make you fight King Frost because that's like a level 6 enemy.
Fair.
What
Aw,
are
that's
you
kinda
doing?
cute.
No. It's a big, kind of a big Jack Frost. It's like let's see, 5 feet tall with the
Someone
original
sort
silver.
of.
What did it say?
What are you doing, ho?
Leaving?
Yeah, we were picking up some stuff real quick. Money's on the counter.
That's not
Yeah,
money, ho.
Yes it is. Unless you're trying to tell me that crisp American currency is not valid here, in which case you're wrong.
What is America, ho?
Oh god, this again. Alright. In 1776.
Here we go.
Quickly, someone cut him off. I don't want to make the whole speech.
What is
I
1706?
fish some yen out of my pocket and hold that up. Like, is this okay?
Jack Frost squints at it. It sticks its finger through the hole in like the 500 yen coin. It spins it around its finger.
That's really impressive considering.
Don't worry about it. Jack Frost has
Don't
7
think about it
fingers.
too hard.
And
What?
don't worry about it. Anyway,
Don't ask questions you don't want to know the answer to.
Jack
True.
Frost looks at you. Hee ho. Intruders shall not leave alive. Jack Frost is going to attack you. Roll initiative.
Uh-oh.
Ah, Christ.
Oh, cute. Somebody made a big toy and it talks.
Be sure to
Shit.
highlight your things. There we go.
Right, I have to click on Dionysus. Even though he's not a thing yet.
Oh yeah, Chris, you want to set your player character in the bottom right corner to whoever you're going to roll it with.
Ah, balls. My rolls have been really bad.
Well, that's a 50%.
Damn, thought I could cheat it that way.
And let's see. Let me check your new. Should be the same as all the others. Should I have a tracker? So your initiative is.
If you right-click a token, you should be able to add it.
Oh, you can add it manually. Let's see. It's
Well, you can.
add
We can't.
turn. There we go.
Sweet, thank you.
There we go. So
And you just gotta sort.
there. Well, let me sort. Let's see. Let me just. What? That's not right. Sort.
Well, that didn't fix it. There you go.
During December.
Other way.
There we go. There we go. We're all learning things tonight. Anyway, Jack Frost's opening with his attack he's opening with Mabufu.
Uh-oh. That's a strong one.
Mabufu. 1 second. to find how much it does. Lots of things no Mabufu, huh? Second. I'm gonna scroll fast.
Pretty much every ice enemy, yeah.
Compendium. That's fire.
If anybody's got fire, that'd go down real smooth, by the way.
Mabufu. So,
I mean, theoretically, Kenneth has that. If his persona shows up.
Fair enough.
you all take 1 damage. Don't worry about it.
All of us?
Yep.
No.
Mabufu.
We all take 1 damage. Ah,
We get kind of a little bit chilly.
that dude just made us slightly cold. That dude just cooled down my coffee.
Are you like the
Son
police
of a
or something?
This is my store. Oh.
Did he just call you a hoe?
Yeehaw.
I think he did. You know, that's offensive.
Yeehaw.
I don't appreciate it. You keep doing it.
He's a weird dude.
Now, at this time, you may or may not have noticed, but Jack Frost is hovering. He is not standing on the floor.
Well done.
Oh boy. Ah, okay. Sorry, I'm distracted. In a panic, Rachel is just going to, remembering that Cupid said, "Call me if you need me." She says, "Cupid," and Cupid is summoned behind her, and takes aim at Jack Frost,
Okay.
casting something. I'm sure. Give me a second.
It'd be wild if it didn't cast something.
Yeah, it'd be pretty crazy. Cast Zeo.
Okay, roll it.
Did that work?
That's a mixed success.
Ah,
But
it does only 1 damage.
he does take 1 damage. But he does strike back.
Cupid rope. Uh-oh.
What?
I was just gonna say Cupid loads a syringe filled with yellow goop into the bolt action rifle and takes a shot at Jack Frost, and it causes some sparks when it hits.
Yee-ho! It says, and you feel like a cold chill run on your skin, and you take 2 damage.
Oof.
Quick question, Boco.
Yes.
What does that whole interaction of the thing casting a spell look like to me if I'm not personaed? Do I see anything?
You see the results of it. You see like the electricity run across it very briefly if you're paying attention.
I look at it. I look at Rachel. I look back at it. I look at Rachel. I'm like, did you just do that? What, you got like a taser? Got like a taser or something?
Not exactly.
Huh?
Can you not see her? She
See
says
what?
something to Cupid tips her hat.
There's
Can it-
nothing there.
Yeah, Kenneth squints. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. What are you talking about?
Rachel looks at what's his face?
Seiji.
Seiji?
The other guy. Say, Seiji, can
Yeah.
you see it?
Yeah, you can't.
I can see it just fine. I told you about it.
So
Wow.
there's something there? Like a ghost?
Let me try something. I have a move called Alter Perception,
Oh.
Okay.
and let me read the description out loud a little bit. But I can completely change the way one character perceives another character or object.
That's
Go.
wild.
Go for it. If
Yeah.
you want to use it for this, go ahead. I'll allow it.
Yeah.
Is that
Temporarily.
just a perception gun from fucking hitchhikers?
That's a strong ability.
It is.
So I can affect 2 senses for the person. So in this case, it would be like sight.
Yeah.
I
Sight,
don't care what else. Smell,
Sound.
taste.
sight, and taste.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay.
I don't. It doesn't say in the description whether or not there's a role for it.
No,
but is there a
usually
role?
if it, oh, I would have put a roll in there if it did actually use one. So this is just like a
Okay.
thing you can do.
Yeah, it looks like it just costs 1 SP.
Cool. Getting a little low on those.
That's why I looked for drugs.
Smart. Yeah, I do that.
All right. So you're using that on Kenneth's perception.
Yes, to help him see the personas around him.
Okay. That's Kenneth.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy shit! How'd you get one of those?
I could also taste it for some reason.
Weird. Did you like a superhero?
I don't think so.
Yeah. Kenneth is contemplating this.
They're all beings that we summon. It's kind of similar to that one trading card game. I forget what the hell it's called, but
Kenneth nods. Still
the one
deep
that
in thought.
the kids play. Yeah.
Deep in thought. You can continue the turn order.
Yeah, I was waiting for that. I can't advance turns.
That's up to Seiji. What's Seiji gonna do?
I did. I don't know if the spell I just did would count as a
Yeah,
move.
that would probably be a turn. So it is Junkman.
Yeah.
Alright, well, time for reliable.
Gonna punch
He
Jack.
runs up and punches it.
Go up, hit it in the tongue.
Boing.
That did not do.
As your like fist connects with Jack Frost's around orb body, you feel like this icy chill run up your arm, and you pull it back in surprise, and your arm is shaking from the cold. You take 2 damage.
Don't touch it.
Good intel. Good intel.
We got that good intel going.
Got that good intel.
Alright. It's Kenneth Crimester.
All right, it's time. Kenneth has been thinking long and hard since he could start seeing the ghosts.
Listen, make this good. Rivers in the Desert is playing right now, so make it good.
What? I don't know what that means.
Oops does.
Sure. Anyways, so basically, since he could see the ghosts, so during the whole time that Junkman is sprinting up and attempting to punch Jack Frost here, like the world to Kenneth is kind of like muffled and it's muted as he's deep in thought. He realizes that it's that he has an idea, a possible route forward. So he acts. He draws the card that he newly sleeved that he purchased off of Junkman,
Yeah.
and in a a Yu-Gi-Oh flourish, obviously. So it's like fucking way out here,
Yeah.
facing the wrong way, and he slams it down on the ground. As his hand moves to the side, you can see that since this card game is based on mythological figures, the card is for Hades.
Yeah. Go.
It somehow becomes dark, like the light in the surrounding area like visibly dims, and you hear like a distant rumble of thunder as some sort of like crazy looking like arcane circle appears on the ground around the card.
Mhm.
And inky somehow like tendrils of dark fire shoot up everywhere as Hades just ascends from
Wherever.
that circle, basically. And then staring at Jack Frost, Hades pulls out a scroll, right? A scroll of parchment,
Yeah.
and his sick ass quill that you can't see in this art, but he's got it in the other arts from the game. And he quickly scrawls some words on his scroll, causing like 2 magical circles basically to appear on either side of Jack Frost, and letting loose like what's the word I'm looking for? Just like gouts of flame.
Mhm.
As I cast Augie or Aggie or whatever.
Yeah, Augie.
I would like to note that technically using the card didn't actually do anything. It just helped him.
It helped me visualize it.
It helped him visualize it. But he definitely thinks he summoned it from the card.
Yeah, as like a rule, I've been doing in my head, all of your like initial persona summons are a full success. Especially since you did a really good job describing it and giving you a 10. So,
Yeah!
So, you do 8 damage. 1, because you've hit Jack Frost's weakness. And 2, because you've done a full success on a weakness, Jack Frost is downed until his next turn. And also,
You get to go again.
no, yes, but if every enemy in a given battle is down, the players can perform an all-out attack.
Yeah.
To do this, have each player roll damage for basic melee or ranged attack, then add the results of all their rolls together, then apply the damage to each enemy on the battlefield. So just roll.
It's a ranged melee or ranged attack.
Yep. So let's see, 6, 5, 3. So just
Melee attack?
Yeah,
Melee or ranged or?
melee or ranged, whichever.
Yeah, he was ranged. My idea of this Hades, because I'm using the one from the art, and he's like always like got scrolls and quills and stuff. He's like sitting at a desk. Is he just can't be bothered to go up to his enemies?
Yeah. So if
They
you
just make shit happen.
ooh, 9. That's 14. Let's see. Gonna need the crystal roll, physical or ranged, whichever you want.
Sure. Probably physical. Make more sense. Oh, derp.
Alright. So, take the first one because it's a single d6. So, 5, 8. Let's see. 2, 14. That you do 20 damage.
Holy shit!
Jesus.
Hope you enjoyed that. But as a result,
Oh,
Bang,
attack.
bang.
as a result of that, of course, as the rules go, Jack Frost is no longer downed. And it is
Right.
Rachel's turn.
Also, right before my term ends, I'd like to just point out so that everyone knows, casting a fire spell did increment my 1 tracker, my destruction versus creation. So I am now at 1 on the creation side. So I have ice resistance 1, fire weakness 1, and if I use
Nice.
another fire move, I gain a +1 bonus to hit and damage.
But then you're stuck there forever, right?
No, you can go up
That's
to
only-
2, but if
yeah.
you go past 2,
Then you're
so I could
stuck.
use another
Oh.
fire. I could use Augie again, but then if I used Augie a 3rd time, I would be locked permanently at +2 fire to hit, but also -2 fire weakness,
Gotcha.
basically.
Alright, how's everyone's health doing? Fine, I assume. I don't think this has really hit us much.
Oh, actually, it locks. Sorry, it locks at ±3. Sick.
Nobody's like damaged, right?
Not
I think I have. Yeah, I think we've all took 1 chip damage.
Yeah, from the
Yeah.
Mabusa.
Plus whatever you still had. Like I'm at like 14 out of 17, so that's fine.
Okay. I'm going to cast Garu then.
Alright, go for it.
Cupid loads a green syringe. And it does a wind attack when it hits it. Causes
And it
gust
does a
of
wind attack.
That's a mixed success. So,
Rachel, also while this has happened, ducks down behind the produce and is kind of like peeking over it. As Cupid sort of hovers in the air, just taking pot shots at Jack Frost.
Jack Frost retaliates with forming a giant ice crystal over your head, drops it, and you take 2 damage.
Ouch.
Right. Next it's up
My
to
damage number.
Seiji.
Yo. I'm gonna go for a physical attack. I only got a few SP left. It's going to be melee attack.
Ooh, that's
So that's something, right? Like our elemental attacks don't use SP, right? It's just the ones that like the special ones do.
no. All of your spells use 1 SP.
Yeah.
So elemental attacks use an SP as well.
Yes.
Well, shit.
Anyway, that's a failure to hit. It completely misses, leaving you open, giving Jack Frost the chance to cast Mabufu on everyone, doing 4 damage to the party.
Oh,
I think
no.
you mean 3 damage to Kenneth.
Yeah, 3 damage to Kenneth.
4 whole damage. That's like 4 damage. No.
Oh.
I'm at 7 HP.
Oh, yeah, I've got that double fruit.
I forgot to use some of those healing items that I got.
Well, if we make it back to my turn, I'll do my I'll spend my last 2 SP and do my big heal.
I mean, I have items. It's just I need to remember to use them.
Next up, it's Junkman. What's Junkman gonna do?
So after that last attack, Junkman is a bit winded, and he's looking at his hand, and he's going, "Fuck!" And then so he's trying to think, and he's rapidly thinking, like, "What do I do? I've never been in a situation like this before. Oh God, what do I do?" And just then, a hand grabs his shoulder.
Okay.
And from arising from the floor is Dionysus. I can't do a good Danny DeVito, but just imagine he sounds exactly like that.
I'm the trash man.
I'm the Dionysus man.
He goes, "Don't worry, kid. I'll take it from here."
That's not bad. That's not bad.
And he's going to cast Iha.
Yeah, okay. Go for it. That's neat. As I said before, all reveals are a 10 just for like fun. For fun reasons. Anyway, so that's an 8. Alright, it's Kenneth's turn.
So, Boco, just to clarify,
Yes.
it's only our spells that cost it
Yeah.
SP, right? Not like our if we use Augie, right?
Augie is a spell.
For example.
Augie is a spell.
Oh, it is.
So that will use SP.
Huh.
Yeah.
So basically everything.
Really?
Yeah, everything you do that isn't like physical
Because
attacks.
they don't call them spells though. They just call them level 1 attacks, don't they?
Yeah, but it does say in the book that they use like SP.
Yeah, okay.
Oops. Like it does in the games. I just like because our SP amount is so low here. I didn't know if it did or not.
Mm-hmm. Well, all things only cost 1 SP.
Not Media. Cost 2.
Does Meteor cost 2? 1 second.
It does
Okay.
Yes.
specifically.
I'll take your word for it. Makes sense. So, you're gonna cast Augie?
Wait, is it up to me? I
Oh,
thought
yeah.
it was still the trash man.
No.
Oh, did he do his thing?
Yeah, Trashman did Aha.
No, Trashman is done.
Oh, perfect. I know that. I was scrolling through the rule book. Yeah, I mean, I don't see why not to try to cast it again. I'll spend another SP, sure. So the whole circle's up here again, and so that would actually be 10 to hit and 6 damage.
Well, that's a complete success. The fire rages over Jack, and he explodes. You don't take damage. This is just a cold wind. It blows all of you back out the store out the store front, and there's just a large pile of snow like clogging up the entrance to the He-Ho Mart. You're not going to be able to get back in there. And so my SP. Yeah,
We
and
made
the
it.
rest of you.
Well, that was sick.
And as you are blown out into the street, you hear the stomping of feet. As the four of you turn, you see a large man, head to toe in armor, holding a sword and wings sprouting from his back. And right next to him stands what looks like to be a person. She's wearing a black business suit, a black tie, and a white dress shirt, standing right next to him, looking like she was in conversation with him. As the four of you are blown up, she looks surprised and somewhat annoyed at your presence. He looks at you, he's like, "What are you doing here?"
Oh, I got this. I point at the He-Ho Mart. He gave us the cold shoulder.
In character, by the way, this laughter is.
Rachel
She looks
face.
Scooch my glasses at my
I
face.
don't get it.
She looks even more annoyed than she already was. She reaches into
Fair.
the pocket of her dress shirt, pulls out a cigarette and a cigarette lighter, and lights one. That's unrelated. Why are you here?
We'd very much like the answer to that ourselves.
You do not know where this is.
No.
Good.
Oh,
we?
hey, Boco.
Yes.
Quick side note. So the everything costing 1
Yeah?
is an optional rule,
Ah.
and if you use it, it also means that you start with an additional 5 SP.
Ah. Okay.
Okay.
It's in
Good.
because there seemed to be a distinction in the rulebook between magic moves or just like attacks
Mhm.
and SP moves, which are always labeled SP.
Ah, yeah.
So I was looking for it, and it's in the spell costs thing is in
Mm-hmm.
like
In the
page
optional.
118
Yeah.
in the optional rules.
Not gonna lie, the book's kind of organized really badly.
It's organized incredibly badly. I can see, like, I was trying to find it too. I was like, I'm sure that it's got to be in here somewhere where it explains, because it doesn't say anything about it until like way down here, and then it says like, yo, yeah, you can make them all cost 1,
but
then it makes all, yeah, you get 5 additional SP, and all spells cost 1 SP no matter how strong they are or how many people they target. So like in that sort of circumstance, under these rules, Medea would only cost 1.
Ah.
So I guess,
We would have 5 more SP.
Yeah.
yeah. So do you want to do it that way,
Yeah,
or do you
go
want to just
ahead.
go with?
Well, we are wrapping up right now. There are no fights left.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, so it's
Excellent.
nothing. To
Well,
worry
never
about.
mind then.
This is just lore stuff, but hey, that's something to know for people who are watching this for a test play. Anyway, yeah, let's see. You don't know where this is. Good.
It's not America.
I don't think it's Japan either.
Japan. Isn't that the place with Godzilla?
Yes.
It's
Rad.
It is not. It is a place of the in-between of infinite wealth for those who would use it.
Oh,
What?
neat.
I cannot have people like you encroaching on my investment.
Well, then you probably should make sure people don't get washed up here. I just got hit by like a tsunami or something.
I'll do better than that. You won't remember a thing. She extends her arm. Come, Midas! And for a brief moment, you see the image of a man in a fully golden chair with a fully golden body appear behind her and extend his hands towards you, and you just feel like a blast, and you wake up in... let's see. Let's start with... Rachel, you wake up in the stream that is on the way home from school. Soaked from head to toe, you're just, like, sit up in the streams all of a sudden.
She looks around. We don't remember anything. Or...
You do remember it, but you do not know if it was a dream or not.
She looks around. She checks her backpack for her cards. Still damp, I assume,
yep.
Because I fell asleep in the stream apparently. She kind of gets up and looks around, and then sort of hesitantly she says, like, "Cupid."
Yeah,
does anything happen?
Yeah.
Does she feel anything?
She hears a voice in her head. Call me when you need me.
Okay.
The personas cannot manifest in the real world, but you can converse with them in your head.
Right. So she hears that and goes like, "Okay, that was real." Okay. She kind of like nods to herself and then takes off running for home to do some Googling.
Okay. Junkman, you wake up to a bucket of water in the face.
Behind
classic Junkman.
It's Wendy's. The employee of Wendy's. Their name is Wendy's, but they've got an exclamation point at the end. Get out of here, Junkman! Get out of here! They can't have you carried away.
Damn you, Wendy's!
Damn you, scared away the business. Keep going. He throws a coupon at you.
I take the coupon, I put it in my coat, I leave.
You've wronged me for the last time, Wendy's.
I'll get you one day, Wendy's.
Never again.
Oh god.
But as you're walking away, you hear a voice in your head. What a buzzkill! It's Dionysus.
Oh.
He's the guy that sucks, isn't he?
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh yeah.
Junkman does not question the voice in his head.
There may
it's
be
probably not the first.
It's not the first.
Hey, at least he has $200 American now.
Does he?
If he
Is that real?
if he were to open his coat or wherever he keeps his money, he would find 200 of the Royal American currency.
I don't think you guys understand how many pockets are inside of Junkman's coat.
There are so many.
If he can ever find it again, they're in there.
They're somewhere in there.
And
oh my goodness.
Seiji wakes up as he feels like a cold pressure being pressed to his head. And he jolts up. It's someone's like, "Hey, you've been out for a while," and they set a water bottle next down to him, which they have been holding.
You were
to
trying to cross
I was
the
trying
border.
to cross the border.
Those imperial bastards.
God, I really wasn't in Japan, was I?
But like, you look pretty tired. Maybe you should go home. And the water bearer walks off.
That sounds like a good idea. I look at my books that were in front of me. Memories start jogging of whatever the hell just happened. I remember the name Siegfried. I whisper it aloud.
And
Does anything happen?
You hear like a murmur of his voice in your head.
And I get chills down my spine because I didn't actually expect jack shit to happen when I did that just now.
Do not be frightened.
I leave. I walk home.
Be not afraid.
Kind of an awkward moment there.
Be not afraid.
And last, Kenneth. Let's see.
Where is Kenneth?
Kenneth.
What possible water-based could there be at the card game tournament?
Kenneth is being lifted on the shoulder. Comes to as
Kenneth,
as the Gatorade.
bucket of Gatorade.
The Gatorade is poured on him as he is lifted on the shoulders of his competitors, holding the trophy for fight monsters. He did top deck lethal.
Yes, yes. In the midst of shouting, probably chanting USA again, Kenneth briefly recalls and pauses, and he like pats for his vest and tries to feel if he still has his Hades card.
It's still there.
He pulls it out. The crowd sort of quieting just for him as he stares at it. Does he hear anything?
He hears, like, the sound, as he looks at it, he hears the sound of Hades' quill scratching on the parchment.
That's fucking rad.
the crowd goes, ooh.
USA! USA!
USA.
You hear the voice.
All right,
in
I
your
gotta
head.
tell you, at the same time you said that, I heard like 2 motorcycles revving right outside that window.
Yeah!
I could not have timed that better.
You hear a voice in your head. USA.
Everybody knows patriotic god Hades.
God, I love Kenneth. What a guy.
And
What a guy, indeed.
and that's where it ends. So, what you guys think of the game and the system?
Pretty
That's
good.
Yeah.
I understand how it works. I think it's pretty neat. I wouldn't
Yeah.
mind doing something with the system.
Yeah, I think.
The only concern I had initially was the SP usage. I was like, that seems really fast,
Yeah.
but it's
Yeah,
just it's
You're only at 4. That seems really wild.
Yeah,
my problem.
That's my bad.
Well,
was
yeah.
I didn't have a lot of time to pour over the book because I set up this like working system months ago. I just finished Plague Tale. I was like, oh, it's time for a tabletop game, and then I got really busy this week, and I didn't have time to go over much. Also, I literally wrote the script for this 5 minutes before we started, and I only finished writing like the intro scene, so I improv'd the rest of this.
Jeez.
A doobie like that.
I had like ideas
yeah.
I wanted to do. I didn't get to use Pyro Jack, which is unfortunate. I had him set it up, I just didn't have a point to put him in. I was gonna have him as like an ad for the Jack Frost fight, but I thought it might be too difficult because Jack Frost has like 40 health and it's a level 2 enemy. Which is why I used it as the boss, but you guys blitzed it because I gave you that all-out attack.
the all-out attack, baby. That was very good.
And I just wanted to make sure.
That's why I was.
Mhm.
I was just glad that everyone played along with Keith, or God damn it, Kenneth, trying to figure out what was going on. So I knew I wanted to summon his persona and do the fire attack, because like I was like, that's good. That's gotta be good.
Yeah, that you did really good. You don't get this, but like during that part, like the music shuffle I have on also was playing like the persona reveal music.
Oh, perfect.
It was well, technically it's playing Rivers in the Desert, which is a banger. Which is
Absolutely.
it was like it could not have been more perfectly timed.
Oh, excellent. I'm constantly perfectly timing things by accident today. Got the bangers, we got the motorcycles. But yeah, no, I mean, it makes sense with the optional rules. I think that one and some of the other ones actually seem pretty interesting.
Yeah, I was
but
meaning to use all the optional rules, but I kind of forgot they're there because they're under like a ton of other garbage.
They're under like everything else. I was actually gonna give up when I finally got to it, and I was like, I see. So yeah, like, and I mean, I think either way, honestly, for the SP one, because like if you choose to make it cost SP, then it's all spells only ever cost 1.
Yeah.
So like including your good spells,
Mm-hmm.
and you get to start with 9 essentially,
Yeah.
and you gain an SP every time. You get an extra SP every time you would normally gain SP from leveling.
Yeah.
Just from the
So-
perspective of someone who's played the games, it also seemed kind of weird that the physical attacks also cost SP, whereas in the game, like they cost like a small
HP.
portion of health.
Yeah. The thing is, I think in one of the older builds of this book, they tried doing that and it did not work very well. Also, at that time, their
Just
level
'cause, like,
cap was
I think it's just 'cause the
100.
numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just because the numbers are a lot smaller in this than they are in the
Mhm.
game. Like by the end of the game, you could have like fucking 1,000 HP or something
Yeah.
if you're like have a good build, but
Mhm.
that's not going to happen in this one.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, honestly, I think either just like having it where like your normal attacks cost nothing, or using the everything costs 1. It seems like either of those is probably good,
yeah.
depending on
I'd
if you want
that
to.
everything costs once personally.
Yeah, because then it sounds like it fits in the game more. You just have more to work with
Mm-hmm.
overall, and you get to do your bigger spells maybe a little more because they cost the same as like the smaller
Yeah.
ones. I'm a big fan of the Hanged Man Arcana. What a baller Arcana. I made a little tracker thing. I replicated a little tracker in Google Sheets, so I could see where I'm at.
Thank you for doing that
Granted-
because I was not gonna track it myself.
Oh, you knew I was gonna.
Oh,
You knew I was gonna track it,
yeah.
Boco.
I have some news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The voice actor for JFK from Clone High has just recorded the phrase "Damn ya ass fat, what's your pronoun?"
Hell yeah,
Amazing.
that's very good.
It is very good.
Well, that's excellent. But yeah, otherwise, I like this more than some of the other Apocalypse things. I think because you're using the initiative
Yeah.
alternate
Yeah.
optional rule,
Yeah, because like
which I just like.
I like initiative too because it makes it like easier. It's like this, like this, like this. So my bigger issue
Yeah.
is like a lot of the stuff in the book isn't super clear or just references stuff that doesn't exist in the book.
I know. I noticed that some of those where it's just like there was that one that was just like it
There are
was like
two ways to do
like a
this.
status, and there was just it was just a question mark.
Yeah,
and
so,
it didn't
like,
say anything about
It does. There are pages for the statuses. They just forgot to put them in there. But the one thing is that they didn't really do have anything about how enemies work. So I just like defaulted back to how I run Dungeon World stuff, which is just they do things when you mess up.
Mhm.
Except when I had
Yeah, I
specific
mean-
things I wanted to do, like the self-destruct.
Yeah, I mean, I think it mostly worked out.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, like, it's cool.
Cool.
I had a good time.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Hanged Man, great Arcana. They just need more trackers like this in tabletop RPGs. It's so cool. It's like, I knew that if I got to cast a fire spell, not only would I probably hit a weakness, but I would gain ice resistance. And if I did subsequent fire, it would be better. Dope.
absolutely.
And if we continued on though, if we ran into a second ice enemy, I would probably not want to use fire
Yeah.
because
You
I
could-
would lock myself permanently on that. So like my ice attacks, if I ever had to use them again, would be at -3.
Yeah.
That's cool. It's cool shit.
It's very interesting.
Mhm. Yeah, honestly, like the main thing was like issue wasn't with the system itself; it's with the rule book not being super clear on a lot of stuff. And
Yeah,
its
it's-
format is kind of
It's
bad.
it's formatted poorly, and you kind of end up having to jump around and just sort
Yeah.
of piece things together.
Yeah,
But I mean, I think it's a some decent ideas as long as you're just like willing to like fill in the gaps
Yeah.
yourself.
Which is basically what I did, since I know how to run Dungeon World and it's built on that framework.
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty good. It's one of the 2d6 systems I liked more.
I like 2d6 systems a lot. They're easy to run, and you don't need a billion things
Yeah.
for them.
For sure. No, I definitely I haven't like disliked any. I just like the mechanics of this one were a bit cooler.
Yeah.
At least for the combat thing.
Mhm.
And it seemed like there's some interesting stuff for out of combat. Like the coins class has the access to like deduce, which is probably what I would have taken had we been doing stuff out of combat more.
Long form, because there's a lot of stuff I didn't cover in this. Like, I would have liked to do stuff with social links and socializing stuff, but that's honestly something I would have to have multiple sessions for.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if you wanted to. Listen, I just want to play a game that I'm not writing for once, okay?
I know. Maybe I'll take over extra Tuesdays for Magic Abridged and do something there.
That'd be cool. Especially if I could ever be the hanged man in anything again. Or something with a similar tracker system. It's such a good idea. They really nailed this one Arcana at least. It seemed like all of them were pretty interesting.
Hanged Man was actually the one I was looking at a lot too, aside from Strength.
Apologies then. If I
no. I did end up going with Strength because I like that one better, but no, Hanged Man was definitely a close consideration too. I would say it was good.
Yeah, I had a couple that I was looking at because like some of the support ones, like the Cups classes, seemed pretty cool. A lot of interesting things in there. I was just like, or like the roulette one, like was
Roulette.
it Wheel Arcana?
If I ever get to play, I really want to take roulette and just slam the dice. It's roulette time. One day
it's roulette time.
One day I'll get that 1/32nd chance.
That would be so sick if you just like times 10, baby.
You're dead.
Whatever it is.
Oh, it's time.
It's really silly.
It's time to fight Yahweh. Roulette.
Roulette. We're gonna fight God? Well, gonna need some luck on our side.
I spin the roulette wheel. Yeah, thanks to everyone for playing. I'll just remind everyone, this system is free. You can find it if you just Google Persona Tabletop RPG. It should be on a Tumblr link. I want to thank all my guests for coming and playing. Does anyone want to plug anything that they've been made, put out, or are working on?
No. Watch Magic Abridged.
Super Ninja 556.
Watch
I have
Magic
not made
Abridged.
Jack fuck this whole year.
Why don't you?
Me neither.
Why don't you tell them about your Kingdom Hearts retrospective?
Sure. Go to my YouTube channel. That's Contempest, and I'm currently in the middle of doing a big retrospective of all the Kingdom Hearts games, and just giving my thoughts of all of them leading up to Kingdom Hearts 3, which I had not played before.
All right.
I think Ava's the only
Look at
one here
Ava.
actively making videos right now.
I have so many privated videos on my YouTube account.
Listen, everyone should know at this point that I am merely a contributor by talking bullshit in other people's content. That's all I do.
All I do is just play WoW lately.
All I do is play Final
Fantasy
Fantasy 14.
Hey yo.
Yeah. I've got over 30 days in Final Fantasy 14, according to my playtime tracker.
Oh god, I don't even want to look at how many I have in WoW.
It's just weeks.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ava, sell it to us.
Why don't you plug the thing that's happening?
Yeah, is Numbskulls happening tomorrow?
I don't know.
Well, on
Possibly.
Sundays sometimes. Over on
Occasionally on Sundays over on Numbskulls, we have a Pathfinder 2nd Edition stream titled Dumbskulls. It's very fun. Ezzy works very hard on it, and I wish to experience more of it. However, we just got through like pretty much the first arc, and as he's been really thinking about like where do we go from
Where
here?
do we go now?
Where do we go now?
As he's
That
screaming
plus
into
scheduling.
Dun, dun.
And the scheduling has been a bit rough because everybody's been adjusting to
Q4.
fun.
Q4 job scheduling.
It's very fun.
Woo.
Hello, child. Would you like
Would you like me to drop kick you today?
It isn't your birthday. You're at this trampoline park.
This is your birthday, Steve.
It's
Anyway.
your birthday, little one.
You
Would
try
you
to do
like-
that voice for like
Would you
an
like
hour.
cake?
Anyways, we do that occasionally on Sundays. Sometimes we'll have a one shot instead of Dumb Skulls if scheduling doesn't work out too great. But we just released a trailer or a preview, I should say, of the next video that's going to be coming out. That was made in like an afternoon. That was fun. And now I've got a people on my ass, mostly from India, thinking that I just kind of do the dub, and I
Again?
don't get it.
This is like the second time
Again.
this has happened to you.
No, it happens every day,
It's always the worst.
but there's more of them now. And I don't know where they're coming from.
Well, you said India.
Well, yes, but I don't know why they're finding the video. That is my primary concern. Anyways,
Are they like
Uh,
commenting and shit, saying like, "What the hell? This isn't the real thing."
well, yeah, it's that, and then they're like, "Man, I never liked the dub. The sub is always better." I'm like, this isn't either.
This is neither of
But-
those things.
I only
So
watch my
anyways,
Bridge series
um,
subtitled.
But we've been having a lot of fun with that, and that'll be out as soon as it possibly can. And yeah, other than that, go watch Magic Bridge. They do
Go
good
Magic
shit.
Bridge on
They do
twitch.tv.
good
5 days a week.
Yeah. Yeah, but if that's everything, I have announcements to make. So we're going to be starting our next stream series next Saturday. We are doing Pokemon Fire Red Nuzlocke randomized, meaning all the Pokemon are randomized. So
Steven, you're going back to Fire Red Nuzlocke, I see. Where it all began.
I've made this decision because one, I know Fire Red, so hopefully it'll go a little bit better than the Black and White did because I didn't know that game.
Oh,
And randomizing every Pokemon, which means I can. So like I was watching a test video, it was like someone's walking through Route 1. Rayquaza spawns.
oh yeah. Randomizer would be a spicy way.
Yeah,
If we ever get back to Nuzlocke, Steven, we should consider.
yeah.
If it ever
Randomizer
happens.
is going to be interesting. Who knows if we'll finish it? But we're starting that next week, and I already have the next Roll Bones episode in mind. It's just going to take me a while to learn the system because it's an actual meaty system instead of a 2d6 system. So that's going to be fun.
Mm.
Right, but yeah, see you guys next week or tomorrow for Dumb Skulls or Monday for Magic Approach or whatever. I'm on both of those. But yeah, thanks everyone for watching. See you